there's a thing in facilitation where you have to be responsible for the process, but not the content. You know, often this is where we start off in facilitation training courses or definitions. And it's something that sits with me. There's a friend of mine who plays role-playing games. And I know it's very different from facilitation, but it feels a bit like this because they get their friends in a room, a Zoom room or online, doesn't matter, and they'll make them do things to play a role-playing game. And they have to allow them to make mistakes in that role-playing game and get things wrong and mess up, which for them, their friend who loves these people might be very challenging. But part of playing the game is going down blind alleys or making mistakes. So in facilitation, I feel that maybe a similar tension. Do you understand what I'm talking about, Sven?
I do recognize the feeling of kind of getting too close to being too invested in the content or the output from the facilitation. And there has been times that I felt that I have overstepped some boundaries. Maybe we are talking about a goal in relation to design and abilities.
For me, it's that thing when I think the group are making a bum decision, but do I step in and say that's a bum decision? And as an internal facilitator, that's kind of hard because I'm going to be working with these people later.
But if you're external, you might have more room to do just exactly that.
To say, well, yes, but if you're an external facilitator, you may not want to challenge the other way. You know, you might not want to, you might want to get involved in the content and steer the group to go to the right outcome, because then the group will succeed and you'll look as a good facilitator. But maybe the group would have learnt more if they'd have gone down the blind alleys. For me, this is a paradox.
So a paradox, and then we're back on a kind of this balance thing. How do you balance this?
Yeah.
Is there something practical?
My touch point is that I see my job as a facilitator is to tell the truth the best that I can and then get out of the way. So I think that saying, I noticed this, is a very useful phrase of words to highlight something. Or does anyone else feel like this is something that I might use in a situation where I think a group might be going down a blind alley? Or I might say, it feels to me like this isn't the most useful discussion. And then, of course, I might do that thing saying, let's take a quick break and think about it and then come back to see where we get to, just to change things up a little bit. What about you, Sven? Do you have any tips?
As I said earlier, I often feel I am using my instincts on this, but I tend to do the same thing that you do to remove emotions, to remove myself, but still address the issue. I observed, I noticed, what do you feel? Can we do the next turn on this? And challenge them as wisely as I can.